Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of class 10, and today onwards we will start a new chapter from the Pole Science part, and this chapter is about the political parties, and according to the book it is chapter number 6. So let us proceed then. So regarding the political parties, a general overview is there regarding this topic political parties. What is that? Let us read first. A political party is a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. They agree on some policies and programs for the society with a view to promote the collective good. That means, according to the first para, a political party, any political party can be termed as what? A group of people. That means a collaboration of a group of people who come together to contest elections. Why they form this political party? So that this group of people can contest elections and hold power in the government. So when they will contest the elections, if this party win, at that time they will be given the opportunity to form the government. So when they will form the government, they will actually have the power. They agree on some policies and programs for the society with a view to promote the collective good. And according to that, if they are being given the chance by the people to form the government and holding the power, that means what? They will, of course, work for the welfare and development of the society as well as individual. Why? Because they will bring some good policies and programs that is very much necessary, keeping in mind about the benefits of the people and the society also. They will agree and they will bring many policies and programs that will be for the good of the society as well as individual. After that, parties reflect fundamental political divisions in a society. Parties are about a part of the society and thus involve partisanship. Thus, a party is known by which part it stands for, which policy it supports, and whose interest it upholds. A political party has three components: the leaders, the active members, and the followers. So regarding political party, the second point to be discussed is what does the party reflect? If we tell about any party, suppose the Indian National Congress or the BJP, that is Bharatiya Janata Party, so what does those parties actually reflect? If we say about BJP, what comes in our mind? So what is the reflection of that party? So parties reflect what? Fundamental political divisions in a society. Parties are about a part of the society and thus involve partisanship. That means parties are, if we are following the democratic form of government, that means parties or the political parties are the part of society and life of all the people. Thus a party is known by which part it stands for. So a party would be known by what? How it stands for, which policies it supports, and whose interest it upholds. That means thus a party is known by what? Three parts. By which part it stands for. That means for a particular reason, if they are standing and what they are standing for, that is reflecting the party's image. Number two, whatever the policies they are thinking or they are supporting to bring to the society, that also reflects their image. And number three is whose interest it upholds. That means whatever the policies they are bringing or whichever part they are standing for is reflecting on what? Whose interest it upholds. That means they are working for, of course, the people's interest, and this should be the prime and major concern for the particular party. And upon these 3 points only, the party's image is reflected. That means number one is which part it stands for, the number two is which policies it supports, and number three is the main point, that means whose interest it is standing for. Clear? This shows or this reflects the party's image. After that, a political party has three components. If we talk about a individual political party, it has three components, and these three components should be there in every political party. Number one is the leader. That means the leader of any party should be very encouraging and should be a role model for every individual living in that particular country. Number 2 is the active members. That means who are the active members and how many active members are there overall in that particular party. And number 3 is the most important one, the followers, because the followers are the backbone of any political party. Clear? The followers are the ones who work day and night for the success of any party. If the followers works day and night and makes a party successful, that means due to the work of those followers only the party can reach to a particular height because of the followers only. So if we talk about a political party and its components, so these three features should be there in any political party, starting from the leader, then the active members and the followers. You can take example of any political party if they have or not. If we talk about the BJP of the present time, so has it three component? We should make a comparison, starting from number 1, the leader. Who is the leader? Leading from the front, our honorable Prime Minister. And he is heading the NDA, that means coalition. He is from the BJP, but the BJP is heading the coalition, that is NDA, National Democratic Alliance. So that particular political party, if we talk about the BJP, has a capable leader. The number 2, talking about the active members, many are involved as an active member in that particular party. And if we talk about the followers, this has increased to a tremendous extent in the last 5 years. So if a political party is fulfilling all these three components, we can say that a political party has actually achieved whatever things is required for the particular political party. It has actually achieved those ingredients in making the party as a good political party. So with this I will wind up today's topic related to political parties, and today we discussed about a general overview regarding political parties, in which we read that it is a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. At the same time, they agree on some policies and programs for the society with a view to promote collective good. That means they will work for the welfare and development of the society and individual. Then if we talk about the party, the political parties actually reflect fundamental political divisions in a society. That means it is a part of society, it is a part of us also. So thus a party is known by what is the image of that particular party. If we talk about any party, that means a party is known by three things. Number 1 is which party it stands for, that means what it supports, then which policies it supports, and whose interest it is standing for. So based on three things only a party is known. Apart from that, a political party also must have three components. It is a necessity: the leaders, the active members and the followers. So if these three things are there, the party has achieved success. You can be sure about that. So with this I will wind up today's topic, and whatever the discussions we have done regarding this new chapter, that is political party, please make a note down of all these important points, and in the next class we will discuss about what is the necessity of the political parties. That means why are the political parties very much necessary in a democratic form of government. So with this I will wind up. Thank you.